On March 9, 2026, content creator Sam Bananas undertook a 4-hour journey toward the frozen peaks of western Pennsylvania, chasing a winter experience in absolute solitude. The blanket of snow was dense, and the gusts of wind were inclement. The filmmaker established his bivouac in a completely rustic area. As the sun hid behind the dense vegetation, the Appalachians usually stand out for a deathly silence. However, on this occasion, the environmental stillness conveyed an unusually dense weight. He decided to explore an isolated trail intended exclusively for hikers. As the grove closed in and the silhouettes of the trunks took on strange dimensions, he experienced a sudden chill that dictated he turn back immediately.
I have to say that I might have gotten myself a little bit in over my head this time. Oh man, I drove over 4 hours to get into the mountains in western Pennsylvania. There is still deep snow all over the place. I'm spending the night in a nice little first come first serve primitive campsite. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a 2-night backpacking trip heading up into the mountains, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm fully prepared for that. I'll get into that a little bit more in the video. We'll talk about that as we go forward. All right, so somebody left this branch here, and it is green, definitely. Obviously it's dead, it's not attached to something. I don't know if it fell down or what, but I think the twigs are fine enough that I can get my fire started with this. Okay, so I put together a little guy like this, which I do think will work for our very, very first stage of getting that fire started. But then I realized that that wood was super green and it's just not gonna burn. But anyway, I headed on out of the campground, across the forest road or state route or whatever it is, down a little path where it says foot traffic is welcome. But I walked down that trail completely alone for a few minutes, and it's true what they say about Appalachian Mountains and being out here alone.
Suddenly, the activity of strange vehicles began to be recorded at the limits of his position. The disconcerting thing was that none of them turned off their engines. They simply remained on the lookout. Their main headlights cut through the gloom of the night before retreating at an exasperating speed. Late into the early morning, Sam detected a series of recent footprints in the vicinity of a frozen creek. He stopped dead in his tracks. He wanted to avoid at all costs crossing paths with the individual who was traveling through the forest blindly and under the cover of darkness. Minutes later, the headlights returned to the scene. This time they locked directly onto his position, motionless, neutralizing his visibility in the middle of the brush. In that microsecond, he understood that his intended isolation was a total illusion.
Now, another thing that I haven't really talked too much about is that cars keep driving past the entrance of this campsite. Some of them are kind of hanging around and lingering, and that's something that I noticed people do a lot when you go camping. People like to kind of snoop on you and just kind of see what you're doing. Now, maybe this is just my perspective, and I might be wrong about this, but I think most of those people are just kind of curious because they like to go camping and just never got around to it, or kind of too nervous to do it, or whatever reason. But sometimes when you're out here way, way in the middle of nowhere, it can feel a little unnerving. Let's see, it could also be potentially easy to get lost in the middle of the night here. Right here appears to be another campsite. It's nice and cleared out. Some fresh footprints here too. So I know people are coming back in here. I think since we are in the middle of the night, and I don't know if there's people back in here camping, I don't want to bug them. I'm not gonna go too much further. I'm just gonna turn around and head back to my campsite. This guy keeps coming in, pointing his headlights at me, and then backing out. I think there's 2 cars too. I really don't know what's going on. All right, well, that solves that mystery. There's another nice guy over here who was just coming out to park in the area, trying to figure it out. He's in a car. like a regular car. So doesn't have the clearance, but he's coming out to do the same idea that I had. He's gonna camp overnight, and then he's gonna do the trail, I think, the next day. So
In the end, the occupant turned out to be Mark, a driver stranded on the route. Nevertheless, the atmosphere of mistrust in the mountain range took quite a while to dissipate. Sam packed up his belongings to continue the journey, casting one last look of suspicion toward the dark horizon of trees. Thomas Locke, creator of the space dark exploration films, decided to venture into the immensity of the Appalachians to locate an old metal forestry tower, disused since the 1970s, marking the beginning of an unprecedented journey in his career as an explorer. Completely alone, he began the harsh uphill trek in the middle of a pitch-black night. The sound of dry leaves under his feet increased his state of alertness. Although he feared crossing paths with local predators, the weight of his mind played a much more decisive role. This rustic campsite represented shock therapy. After dealing with a summer conditioned by Lyme disease and the trauma of a violent assault in his car, the isolation of the forest presented itself as his only alternative to heal.
Venturing on a journey never before taken, both for myself and on this channel. Hiking hours into the unknown darkness of the Appalachian Mountains to stealth camp atop a long-abandoned fire tower, last used in the 1970s.
So we're heading up now. Everything's pretty good. The only thing we have to look out for is rattlesnakes, because rattlesnakes, I think, they like to come out when it's nighttime and they blend in with the trail. And I've had instances while hiking where I came across rattlesnakes and you could hear them before you see them and your brain knows automatically what they are. But we have about 4 miles uphill, trying to make the most out of the daylight I do have here, because I'm gonna get kind of scared once it gets completely dark around me. But we have some time to get used to our surroundings, I guess. Right behind my right shoulder, my dominant hand, so I can't really get my right hand to get it out. So it was kind of hard, and I eventually did get the tick out as soon as possible, but months later it turned out that it was Lyme disease. So that comes on way after the fact, I guess. So I ended up getting a rash, coming back months later, ear infection, throat swelling up, needed antibiotics because my body was dying. That was the start of an entire journey of what this summer was. And that's just the first thing. After getting Lyme disease, I of course needed to get antibiotics. So once I was on that in the middle of the summer, the antibiotics had a very harsh reaction to the sun. So I was unable to go outside during the summer for like 6 weeks because of harsh sunburn.
The watchtower finally appeared before him, rising in the middle of the night like a massive skeleton of weathered metal that creaked loudly under the punishment of the gusts of air. Climbing the steps eaten away by time, he reached the summit. The wind battered the structure, causing the metal sheets to vibrate over the void, forcing the YouTuber to lie down on the plywood floor waiting for the weather to grant a truce. With the first rays of light, an alarming detail that the night had hidden was exposed. The structures were riddled with bullet holes, confirming that the site was frequented as an impromptu shooting range. Cutting his stay short, he packed up the bivouac quickly and climbed down the shaking metal structure until regaining contact with the firm surface.
So here we are. We're at the fire tower. I could hear it squeaking in the wind. Alright, we're gonna go up on top of it and test it out. Looks like somebody left a fire pit too. Fires are illegal here though, so I'm not gonna be utilizing this fire pit. I'm just gonna put on some of my more protective clothes for the warmth, and just in case I fall off this thing, I have a little bit of armor. Oh no! It looks like it's locked up tight. Just kidding. There's an entire hole in the fence here. Wow. These stairs already look like they're kind of sideways. Shakes a lot. Wow. That's pretty crazy. This is gonna be quite the night. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to get my bearings, let my body temperature cool down a bit because I've been hiking non-stop. And I'm about to boil some water, make my MRE in just a little bit, and just chill out. Try to get used to being up here. I don't know if I'll be able to get used to that. So I just checked on my phone, and apparently the wind is only 6 miles an hour right now. It sounds crazy. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. I'm gonna try. But it says that the wind's gonna only go down as the night progresses, so hopefully that's good. I'm gonna start unloading my bag here. I have a sleeping bag. This is good for 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. I'm not gonna be sleeping on just... I didn't even notice while I was staying in here, but this entire fire tower has been used as basically a shooting range or a target, because you could see all these exit wounds from bullets. It looks like people were shooting from the inside based on how it looks, so that's kind of weird. But I'm glad nobody used this as a shooting target as I was in it last night. That would have sucked. But there is a little bit of writing here left behind from past people. Different feeling when you wake up in the darkness and you let your eyes adjust to the light that comes through. It's really...
With the thermometer below zero, YouTuber Justin went into the colonial remains of Elkmont, a picturesque ghost town surrounded by a dense forest, and plunged into a deathly silence. Upon entering the first abandoned property, the flashlights suffered a sudden blackout. The explorer perceived how the freezing atmosphere of the rooms seemed to close in on them. Justin detected that the aged wood of the floor was being covered with new material. He joked with his team about the possibility of a bear watching them from the back, but the distraction lasted barely a few seconds.
Okay, hello guys. So, we are here at Elkmont. So, it's cold, but we decided to come up here. We haven't been in... Fuck, why is the light going off? We are going in the first house. Oh, Justin's here.
I'm shivering.
He's cold. So, let's go.
In shorts.
Yeah.
Daddy shorts.
But, so they started, like, restoring these houses here. Yeah, they've been working on them for quite a while. But, like, look at the different, I don't know, just how they built, like...
She said the tinge, look at the arc he did.
Something about that.
That there could be a black bear on the other side of it, yeah. There is something about that.
Yeah, I didn't take into account about, like, wildlife and stuff. Jeez, fuck!
Sorry, Queen.
I thought you were behind me. I thought you were over here.
You don't see my light.
I don't know. I have 2 lights pointed at my face right now. There ain't no lights. Because it is cold.
Yeah, I can't feel my fingers, Kara.
Now she fucking works. Okay. Maybe she's just cold. I'm cold.
In the second house, the electronic devices failed mysteriously again. The darkness of the empty rooms felt strangely dense, and every corner projected the silhouette of a lurking intruder. Finally, they arrived at cabin number 3, the most remote one on the trail. The floorboards creaked under their boots while they analyzed the architectural remains of the place, the exact moment in which the mystery made its appearance. A dull, heavy thud echoed from the back of the building. Having ruled out the presence of wildlife, Justin froze, turning his voice into a whisper full of consternation. Seconds later, the entity responsible for the noise began to advance toward them. The team escaped slowly but with a firm step toward the outside, feeling the adrenaline rush as they evacuated the property before that thing could reach them.
Okay, so we're walking into cabin number 3. And as you can see, she's fucking spooky. Also, I found out why my flashlight wasn't working. I needed new batteries. So, I haven't used it that much though. Whoop. No pets allowed. I can't come in, I'm a bitch. Look at the architecture. Go. What the fuck? Fucking run! What the fuck? Go, 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 go! Where the fuck did he go?
I know where I'm going.
Investigator Wyatt, a member of Twin Paranormal, ventured into an isolated Kentucky shelter located in one of the areas with the greatest mysticism in the Appalachians. Local residents impose strict guidelines. Whistling under any circumstance is forbidden and, in case of hearing a voice pronouncing your name, turning around is not an option. The team used a bell with the intention of inducing silence in the environment. A few seconds later, subtle but resounding footsteps traveled across the exterior deck, causing a notable vibration in the thin wooden planks. Immediately following, the whistle manifested. A long, sharp note floated among the trees frozen by the cold, corresponding exactly to the acoustic signal they had been warned to completely ignore.
here in a totally different state. We are in Kentucky, and behind us is a new cabin here in the Appalachian Mountains.
Not only that, the area we are in right now is also the biggest hotspot in the Appalachians.
So our research continues, and we cannot leave this cabin until tomorrow when the sun comes out.
No!
Yes, we are staying the night, and we are going to see how big this hotspot truly is. Those of you who don't know, the locals all around the Appalachian Mountains have a saying. If you hear whistling, no you didn't. If you hear your name being called, no you didn't. If you hear crying or laughing, no you didn't. No matter what you hear out here, if it sounds real, do not respond. But we are here for a totally different reason. Listen to the sound of this bell. Follow it. That is your sign to come. Oh, not that. That's your sign to approach. Wait, none of you guys are moving?
No, swear.
Was that upstairs or in there? What the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, God.
I looked, I thought one of you were like stepping around.
I was waiting dead still for a noise, literally. Good plan.
Seriously.
Did that sound like the porch?
That's so fucking loud.
Am I tripping out right now?
No.
Things are just different.
Ever since the sun went down, honestly, like no BS, all, you know, the stories we were talking about aside, it really does change. And we've had those all the way closed, that as far down as it'll go, this one closed, that one over there is broken. And that really doesn't help our case.
So there is a motion detecting device in that room that is facing completely away from any of us.
Wait, guys.
Was that whistling? Yeah. There was whistling out there. No way, we all just heard that. It was either whistling or like somebody crying out.
That was so long.
Remember, if you heard it, no you didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we heard that.
Oh, we did.
Imagine, grabs me. No, I don't want to imagine. How much power do you have? Was that your voice? Wait.
A voice. We just heard it a second time. Give it like 1 or 2 minutes. Let's see. I'm gonna say hello again. Hello? Bro, it sounds like somebody's outside by the car.
Never been easier.
Never been easier. Oh my god! This device just said never been easier.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about communicating?
The first thought that ran through my head was getting into the building.
Right.
I get it.
You gotta be specific so we can understand what you mean. Well, think about this, dude. How often does somebody just randomly come here and offer an invite for whatever's out there to come and speak?
Exactly, yeah.
I know.
Actively try to find it. People literally go missing every single year, and we are allowing this thing.
Bro, that first word that has come out and every hair on my body is already standing up.
How many hairs do you got?
A lot.
Jeez.
If by any
Their measurement tools recorded a chilling robotic modulation. It was never this easy, the frequency whispered, suggesting that some entity in the thicket was finally finding access to them. At that instant, the tension exploded. A spherical object located at the top of the dark stairs moved on its own toward their position. The upper hallway looked deserted. However, the device emitted one last damning phrase, "Nobody will find you." Bewilderment took over the group when the echo of a fast and intense run advanced straight toward the main entrance. They secured the door using the available furniture, dealing with an extreme temperature of 9 degrees below zero while various silhouettes lurked behind the glass panes. The strange phenomena shifted to replicating human-like wails, imploring the young men to leave the shelter in the blackness. The investigators remained motionless until dawn brought with it the first rays of light.
the ball, none of us were moving, right? Okay, listen, I tapped on this railing, I knocked on the fucking wall.
Yeah.
It would have happened right then and there, right?
Yes.
Can we all agree?
I agree. Something's here, dude.
You guys heard that noise right before the ball started falling?
Yes.
It will never be found.
You will never be found?
Lost here? Is that what it said earlier?
You will never be found.
I'm really scared.
What the f was that?
Wait, it said George. Lost. Is there somebody upstairs?
Guys.
Something was just moving in here. I swear on everything.
In here?
Yes.
Did you already make your way inside?
I'm shaking.
Dude. What?
That was me. Did you hear that?
Yeah, the knock. Anathan. A-N-A-T-H-A-N. I don't know what that means. Never heard of that. It may be a name. I don't know. Also, I'm going to take a look at this footage. Are you guys okay with that? I want to make sure he doesn't really see.
I had the angle here of it, far as fuck back on the stairs. There's no way that was moving.
You were probably filming yourself before that. I don't know who you were filming. I want everybody to know that I was not doing... That camera. That camera has it. We have to look. We have to look. Nobody was moving. I'm gonna look.
My fuck God.
Dude, stop.
I'm about to have an anxiety attack.
Same, dude.
Yeah, I'm about to have an anxiety attack.
Someone just walked up to us, dude. I swear on everything.
That was so loud.
Dude, seriously?
I'm about to have an anxiety attack.
What do
I'm
we
not
do?
kidding. I'm not joking.
What do we do? That was someone. That was 100% footsteps.
That was like walking up to the door like this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like with some quickness.
Wait, did something come in?
I don't know.
Why is that doing that?
I don't know. Can you let go of that? Please.
You will never escape me? Come on, dude.
This is
Like, at what point do we need to just, like, okay, like, this, bro?
Did we turn the lights back on?
Like, I'm done. I don't want to do this shit anymore. I don't want to do it.
I don't blame you. This is fucking bad.
Someone's talking.
What was that?
That was a voice. Somebody just said something.
What was that, dude?
Something just said something right outside.
I heard that.
It's time to go. Guys, we can't stay here. I as much as I want to. Oh my fuck. I do want to, guys. I do want to. But whatever's going on right now, we've been told back to back to back to back to go.
Angelo, the visible face of Exploring with Angelo, returned to a dense forest in Canada to document a new episode of his series on Randonautica. On this occasion, the environment conveyed a strange vibe, accentuated by a black vehicle that remained parked and running at the beginning of the trail. The YouTuber began his walk as the sun hid. A series of rhythmic noises began to be heard behind his back. Far from belonging to any animal, the sound seemed to reproduce the advance of a person. The forest did not take long to reveal highly disturbing evidence. Angelo found a jar with a suspicious foamy substance and the head of a doll adorned with pigtails made of authentic human hair. The situation turned macabre near the creek upon discovering a photo and a handwritten letter. The message stated textually that a man named Jack had meddled in someone's plans and had been forced to pay the price.
Alrighty, well, this is a little bit different. For once I actually made it here, just in the nick of time, with just barely enough sunlight, at least going into the forest. So, welcome back guys to the channel, and we're back doing some more Randonautica for you. Gonna be working on a series over the next couple of days, and just really want to know what it is that we're gonna find, because we've been getting a lot of clues from like multiple different things. Still have no idea what the hell they are, but yeah. So I'm back to a place where I've been to several times. Obviously you probably will recognize it. I think I was here like, I don't know, like a week and a half ago or something like that. But yeah, so we're gonna do it a little bit different this time. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually hike into the forest. Just cold so far. What the hell was that? That was a really weird sound. Is there somebody behind me? They're coming down the trail making some weird sounds. I don't see anything. What the hell is that? The f. Oh. Okay. What am I even looking at it right now. Looks like you? There's like hair or the head or something attached to it. Or maybe not. Well, there's hair. But there's no head. Okay, that's really creepy. What the hell? Who the hell are these people? Okay, that's creepy. I don't like finding photos of people in the forest. Just saying. Mainstays, 4 by 6 inch. Oh crap. What the hell? Jack got in my way, so I got in his way. The way of my way is clear. I will not stand for anyone standing in my way. After several months, I finally got the courage to send her another letter. I told her how much I loved her and want her. I think she got a little scared. I'm sorry, so sorry. I know I'm ugly, but I love you. I also keep hearing something down there. I told her Jack was in the effing way. Hat.
With night upon him, Angelo identified an individual dressed entirely in black lurking from the vegetation. A shrill scream in the distance confirmed the worst scenario to him. They were surrounding him. He escaped at full speed toward his car, detecting a new notebook leaning against a tree along the way. The text shared the same strange handwriting, with notes about writing 59 pages and moving a girl named Jen toward the north. The mysterious black transport resumed moving slowly, watching him from the edge of the road. Angelo secured the entrances of his car, frightened upon understanding that he had just stumbled head-on into the scene of a possible crime. Are you enjoying the video? If so, take advantage of this pause to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you can keep enjoying more disturbing cases like these. Do not unglue yourself from the screen, because the next footage will not let you sleep all night long.
I think I'm just gonna start turning back because F it, that's why. Alright, we've got some signage down here. Kind of annoys me because I've been trying to get here in daylight and just can never seem to get here on time. Oh, I think I just saw somebody. What the hell was that? Looked like somebody in all black. Hello? So to me, oh yeah, look at that. Damn, there's a trap. I don't know, I feel like this could be a trap. I just saw somebody down there. We heard weird noises, very weird items connected to other things that we found. Well, that's Bruce Trail. And then there's other side trails, so it's empty. What is that? Some random notebook, 59 pages, what? What the hell? Must fill all 59 pages. I'm still sorry. I'm still sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, so sorry. Sorry. Hang on a second. This looks like the exact same writing as what we found on the picture. Okay, well, I'm gonna get in the car. This was not here when we started. Okay, it was getting a little bit, a little chilly out there, and I feel like I'm kind of starting to sweat, so we all know that sweating and cold do not mix. I'd also like to point out That van is gone. At least as far as I could tell, I did not see it. So the van is gone. The bag was hanging there off of that sign or tree or whatever. And then this notebook is here. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff in here.
On May 6, 2026, YouTuber Jar Bear, from the channel Exploring with Bears, went camping with his wife Tiff to the deep area of New River Gorge. They arrived in the middle of the early morning, under the cold and unsettling weather of the West Virginia mountains. The site was next to a ghost town with a history loaded with violence. The locals always said that it was dangerous to stay outside after dark and that one should never whistle in the forest, but Jar Bear paid no attention and broke the calm of the place. While they were preparing dinner and the smell floated through the grove, Jar Bear walked alone toward the edge of the river. The Appalachian brush was so thick that the light from his flashlight barely illuminated anything, just when something began to move among the shadows. At that moment, an urgent message from Tiff reached him. A loud thud had sounded against the side of the truck with her inside, demanding that he return quickly.
Welcome back to another Appalachian camping adventure. Is it Appalachian or Appalachia?
Appalachia?
Appalachian Mountains? Appalachia?
I don't know. Appalachian?
We are deep in the Appalachian Mountains.
Appalachian.
Appalachian. And I thought I just seen something moving over there.
Oh.
Did you hear that? I thought that sounded like a growl for a second. We already got dinner going. We just got here at like 11. It's super duper late. We just got done exploring Thurman, the abandoned ghost town of Thurman here in West Virginia. So right now we are deep in the Appalachian Mountains. We're going to stay the night here. No, you're not supposed to be out at night in the Appalachian Mountains, babe.
Says who?
People from Appalachian Mountains.
Maybe they just don't want people coming to their home.
I mean, we're not going to anybody's house to camp. That is one of the things that's said, though, is like once the sun goes down, everybody get indoors. They also say not to whistle. Babe, you want to whistle?
I can't whistle.
Okay. We just broke 2 rules right there. We're out in the mountains at night, and we just whistled.
Breaker.
Just did it again. Oh. Some just moved up there. Man, that's so thick in some spots.
Once inside the car, they saw another strange truck appear and park very close by. Several men got out of it and began to walk around the perimeter without making a single sound and completely in the dark, without using flashlights. At 3:30 in the morning, the fear was total. Jar Bear noticed that the men had approached so close that they were standing just a couple of meters from their doors in the dark. To avoid an ambush, he moved over to the driver's seat, started the vehicle, and escaped at full speed along the mountain roads, driving without stopping until the sun finally came up.
Alright, so Tiff just texted, and I guess something hit the truck. She's nervous and needs me to come back right now. So, I gotta get back to the truck. Babe, what happened?
It's too scary.
What are they doing? Man, is it that same?
It's the same truck.
Okay. Oh, that's creepy. What are they? Oh, now they're outside but without flashlights. 3:30 a.m. Tiff awoke to multiple people walking around our truck with no flashlights. Needless to say, she woke me up immediately. I didn't have time to film it, even have time to think. We jumped in the front seat. We hightailed it out of the location and drove all the way home from there with only like a couple hours of bad sleep maybe. But we did make it out.
He is the mind behind Jasko, a very popular YouTube channel for its solo night explorations in places with histories of ghosts, weird disapparitions, and occult rituals. On December 8, 2025, he returned to a very isolated cabin in the middle of the forest, a site famous in the region for its urban legends and for testimonies that the place has a very heavy vibe. What was going to be a quiet recording to check the house and the surroundings soon turned into a nightmare marked by solitude, bad weather, and strange situations that nobody could explain. A few minutes after entering the cabin, everything changed. It started with small things, loose noises, movements within the wood, and sounds coming from the empty rooms. The house was modern, it was immaculate and empty, but the noises were not normal. When he turned on a device to speak with spirits, voices began to come out of the static almost immediately. Loose words, but which seemed to answer his questions. Before going to bed to sleep, he decided to go out for a walk through the forest to see what he would end up finding in the darkness. Once among the trees, the environment became very tense. Fresh tracks appeared on the snow-covered paths, heading deep into the forest. They were recent footprints, but they went nowhere. They were clearly visible on the ground, but there was nobody around who could have left them. As he advanced, he heard a soft whistle and then a loud thud that echoed among the branches, something that had nothing to do with the animals of the area. The forest no longer just felt lonely, it seemed it was reacting directly to his presence. Scared by the tension, he ran back to the cabin, a place where things were already getting very strange.
Hello? Is anyone in here? Okay. Now, I know it looks like a very quaint little cabin. I got that idea last time too. However, it wasn't until later in the night, I'm talking like the 3 a.m. hours, where things started going south. And a lot of people who have stayed here after us have experienced all sorts of crazy things. Waking up in the middle of the night, hearing like stomping on the porch, hearing screams from the forest, all sorts of crazy things. So let's go on in. I'm going to bring all my camera bags and stuff after, because I will be going back. Okay, I thought I heard something, but I guess not. Yeah, so... What the... That literally came from the bathroom. Okay, that's weird. Spears, give me a sign to let me know what direction you want me to go. Oh! That came from down there. There's no prints leading that way. Okay, hold on. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I am so freaked out right now.
Beginning.
Do you want me... Ah! Oh my God! Oh! Fuck this. No hope. Shut the fuck up. If there's a demon here, can you give me some sort of sign? Okay, that was really weird. I'm gonna pause this for a sec. It looked like something kind of just like, I could see a light in the forest, like really, really far away, and it looked like something kind of just like blacked it out. But I know that's not the case because the outside motion sensor lights would have turned on, so maybe a shadow figure, maybe I'm just tweaking, maybe I'm just paranoid. Huh. What the fuck? Hello? Hello? Holy fuck. What is going on? There's no other car here.
Entering the house again did not help much. On the contrary, it seemed that whatever was walking outside had followed him. The noises became louder and more frequent, as if something in the cabin wanted to catch his attention. Although he tried to lie down, fear would not leave him in peace and the noises would not let him rest. At one point, he went out to the yard to check if anyone was there, but outside everything was in a deathly silence. The bad thing was that, as soon as he went back inside, everything changed and the worst of the night happened. Later, alone in the cabin, the situation spiraled out of control. Violent thuds began to be heard against the walls, impacts on the roof, and what sounded like a scream in the yard, all without anyone being seen outside. Suddenly, the sliding door that was open slammed shut on its own, giving him a terrible scare. Every time he checked the cameras, nothing could be seen, but things kept happening, so he decided to go up to hide on the second floor to spend the night. But that did not stop the noises either. In the early morning, after trying to get some sleep, the noises continued. Footsteps marching through the house, movements behind closed doors, and objects that changed places on their own. The last straw was when he discovered that the bathroom door, which he had left open, out of nowhere was completely closed without there being a logical explanation. Seeing this, the YouTuber did not think twice, grabbed his things, and fled the place. Although Jasko got out of there fine, he could not finish his video the way he wanted. The investigation was left half done and with more questions than answers. What really happened in that cabin and in the forest? Were those voices from the radio just interference caused by the nerves of being alone, or was there really something out there answering him in real time? And what do the footprints in the snow, the weird noises, or the door that closed on its own mean? Coincidences, the wind, or something weird embedded in that land with a hidden history? The most terrifying thing of all is the pattern. The noises get worse the more he investigates and the deeper he gets into the place. Jasko does not sit still. He keeps moving forward and adapts. That is why one question remains for us. If he had stayed until the next day, what would have happened? Whatever it may be, one thing is certain. There are places that do not just have history, but react when you get into them.
It's so weird because I don't know what's haunting this place. Like that literally sounds like bangs on the cabin. That was a scream. That was a fucking scream. Oh, hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. Okay, door's locked, door's locked. This door's locked. $1:35 in the morning. 1:35 in the morning. Oh my god, this thing just turned on by itself, this wall heater thing. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable right now. Okay. I'm gonna give this one last shot. Honestly, like, I don't need to be here. Really, I don't need to be here. Ah! What the? What the? What the? What the? What the? What? Literally, this doesn't even make sense. This doesn't even make sense. What is going on? I legit just woke up. I'm hearing some really weird noises downstairs. Listen. It sounds like there's someone walking downstairs. I feel like I'm hearing weird noises right now. Hello? Oh. Hello? Oh. Okay, okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? Where's my flashlight? Who's down there? Oh! Okay, fuck this. I'm coming down. Oh god. Please hold me, please hold me. Okay, hold on, guys. Oh, the fucking bathroom's closed. The bathroom is literally closed. Okay, hold on, guys. I've had enough. I've actually had enough.
This is the scenario faced by the creator of Strayed Explorer, a channel specialized in solo journeys through inhospitable terrains and areas of great historical relevance where urban legends blend with real testimonies. On April 9, 2026, he ventured into Hopwa's Woods, an ancestral forest in Great Britain with documented chronicles since the 11th century and a murky history fueled by decades of alleged esoteric ceremonies, interventions by the authorities, and anomalous sightings. What began as a scheduled night recording quickly derailed into an unpredictable experience, dominated by solitude, the oppression of the environment, and the suspicion of a lurking entity. A few minutes after arriving and unloading his recording equipment, he noticed the first signs of alarm. He heard a nearby and methodical walking, moving just at the limit of what his light could reach. There were no official trails in that sector nor signs of other people, but the oppressive feeling of being watched did not diminish. Without a coherent explanation or a clear sighting, he continued setting up his shelter, although one conclusion became undeniable. If there was an intruder on the perimeter, they were trying their absolute hardest not to show themselves.
It's that eerie feeling again of just being watched. I don't know what them footsteps was. Like, it is a little bit windy, there is some gusts, but something was walking just right there behind me as I had my back to it. Like I said, I've been here for about 15 minutes just looking around, just trying to see if I am actually being watched. It's a very eerie feeling, you know. You've probably been out in the woods yourself and just got that feeling of just being watched. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the hammock and tarp up and then probably have a little wander around just to see if there is anyone out here. But yeah, we are way off the paths, like there is no footpaths anywhere here. Okay, I swear I just saw someone for a split second. Am I pointing at it? By that tree there? Okay, that was really odd, that was. It was like a split second I saw someone. It was like as if they've just gone behind that tree, but that tree is no thicker than this tree. It's no thicker than that. It looked like they just walked and didn't come out the other side of it like this. So they just walked. That was the sound of someone walking around again. That's 3 times now. 3 times tonight I've heard someone walking around. I don't even think I'm going to bother with that Gucci sauce. Gucci. Hello? Swear there's someone over there.
With the sunset, the acoustic signals became more frequent. Distant creaks, shifts in position, and sharp noises that did not fit with the passing of the wind broke the YouTuber's focus. Each creak pointed to a physical advance, but each pan of the camera revealed a completely deserted space, turning the exploration highly confusing. Even so, the documentarian kept his calm at the campsite, ate dinner, and tried to settle down to rest. However, the issuer of the noises had not left. That brief instant of stillness was only an illusion, a prelude to what would come in the darkest hours. Late into the night, while resting in his hammock during the early morning, the siege continued. The sound of footsteps surrounded his position once again, manifesting now closer, slower, and more deliberate. No sound of moving away or the crunch of someone retreating was heard, only the certainty of a static silhouette. All attempts to get video proof failed. The grove appeared deserted, but the sequence of movements did not cease. By the time he managed to get to safety in his vehicle, total tranquility took over the area, as if the previous hours had never existed. The ground reflected no footprints, nor crushed vegetation, nor any mark of human or animal presence. At the end of the day, the pieces of the puzzle did not fit. The echo of the walking was too clear to be ignored. However, there were no captures on the lens, no silhouettes in the gloom, nor physical traces on the terrain. This leaves us before a reasonable doubt. Was there a real stalker keeping strategic distances, or was it an energy tied to the chronicle of the place, something that does not require a physical form to make itself felt? The most unsettling thing is the temporal development. The phenomenon broke out practically upon arrival and persisted until dissipating completely without any logic. When it ceased, it did so radically, erasing any environmental evidence of the nightly torment. In a location marked by its esoteric past, where stories of strange activities remain current, it is complex to discern between coincidence and a deliberate plan. Because if someone was walking among the trees, they were doing so with a clear intention.
I've been sleeping, but the wind keeps waking me up, and yeah, I just woke up and I could hear someone walking around out there to my left, over by where the fire was. Hello? That's pretty freaky, man. Oh man, what a night. Jesus Christ, it is still blowing like crazy out there. So, yeah, last night, them footsteps was really weird. I don't know if it would have picked up on my audio, but when I was pointing the camera out there, I could actually hear something walking around where I was looking by the fire, which I can't explain. I just hope the audio's picked it up, because it was quite quiet, but I don't know.
CJ Faison is the content creator behind his YouTube channel, known for recording very dangerous solo explorations in dark places where almost nobody would dare to enter. On December 7, 2024, CJ went alone into the Pine Barrens of New Jersey after receiving several messages that spoke of alleged cult meetings deep in the forest. What started as a simple rumor quickly turned into something much more dangerous, a night marked by solitude, fear, and strange human activity that had no logical explanation. The data sent to him were vague but had details that were scary. They spoke of secret meeting points, weird movements at night, and previous cases where lifeless bodies had been found in those same forests. With many doubts but with great curiosity, he decided to go check it out alone, camping miles away from civilization. His plan was simple: wait for it to get dark, move silently among the trees, and watch everything from afar. But the danger was obvious. If those meetings were real, he could not let anyone see him. While advancing through the terrain using his electric bicycle, CJ began to notice weird things in the environment. The first alert sign was seeing an unknown car parked in the middle of nowhere, with the engine off and in a very suspicious situation. He did not know what that car was doing there, but everything suggested that it was a secret meeting point. Realizing how dangerous the forest had become, CJ decided to return to his truck to be safe. But instead of calming down, things got worse. The weird movements did not stop. On the contrary, they increased when more cars began to appear all over the area. On his way to his vehicle, CJ saw another strange thing. A man arrived at the place, parked, and walked straight into the forest without hesitation, without carrying backpacks or equipment, without a clear motive, and without trying to hide. Once inside his van, CJ started monitoring the surroundings. The pattern repeated with other subjects. They arrived, went into the trees, and disappeared into the darkness. It no longer seemed like a coincidence. It felt as if they were guarding the area, though he did not know if they were watching him or something else. Wanting to understand what was happening, The YouTuber followed the same path that the man who went into the forest had taken, and what he found left him with even more doubts.
Alright, this kind of looks goofy, but I don't really care. Technically, you're supposed to have a helmet on. And, listen, I'm gonna start heading this way. That's weird. Okay, there's like, I mean, obviously there's people that have been out here, but that's a really big shoe print. Right there, right there, right there. Then they disappear. All right, cool. Sweet, what could go wrong? Oh gosh, I gotta zip this up. Whew, it's cold. I feel like I look like Sunny right now. This is the Sunny helmet that he wore in that one video, actually. So, talking about this, the dangers. Again, my plan is, hey, I'm just a dumb YouTuber and I'm looking for ghosts tonight. So, that's gonna be what I'm gonna say if I get caught tonight. But I don't know why I'm feeling froggy right now. Like I wanna find these people. I don't know why. Call me crazy, but this is gonna be quite the experience tonight for everybody. Oh my gosh, some deep sand right there through here. So again, for everybody back at home watching, my plan is if somebody comes up to me, I'm just a dumb YouTuber, I'm looking for ghosts. That was loud. Definitely a male voice. Definitely came from over that way in the truck. I'm just gonna ride by. I guess oh shit, they're fucking stopping. They're stopping and they're pulling in. That lady's getting out and dropping off something. There's another car up here. Way up there.
That Jeep's backing up. Alright. Let me go this way just a little bit. I'm gonna turn around. That Jeep literally was just... There's a lady, she just got out right where I got out. Or like right where I got off of my bike. There's another vehicle up here off to either the left or the right. I know y'all can't see it because I got my fisheye lens on. Sounds like that Jeep's going somewhere else.
Off the trail, CJ found a weird object that looked like a device set up on purpose, which looked totally artificial in that place. In addition, he began to hear human voices very close by. They were heard right next to him, but nobody could be seen, which increased the tension of the moment. As soon as those voices began to sound like a clear warning of danger, CJ turned around and ran straight to his truck. But what happened next caught him totally off guard. The tension of the forest became unbearable. With hidden people loitering around, the constant movement of cars, and the danger of an ambush, he had to make a quick decision. Stay and risk his life or leave there without answers. CJ preferred to escape the place. But while he was driving to get away, the doubts would not leave him in peace. Who were those people? What were they doing in the forest at those hours? Why were they moving in such a coordinated way? He found no answers that night, but things did not end there. Later, while he was trying to sleep inside his truck, something even more terrifying happened. Suddenly, several loud thuds sounded against the body of the van, without him being able to explain what caused them. He did not know if it was something caused by the wind or if it was the strangers attacking his car. The next morning, the entire forest had returned to complete silence. There were no longer any suspicious cars, nor voices in the air, nor any sign of how bad a time he had experienced the night before. Putting all the pieces together, everything that happened pointed to something very real and hard to ignore. The patterns repeated, the cars at night, the hidden meeting points, the coordinated movements, and the presence of concealed people left CJ full of questions.
The fuck is that? Oh fuck, is that a camera? What in the fuck is that? What the hell? Disney on Ice? Oh! What the fuck? Okay, chill, okay.
Fucking shit, bro. Fucking shit. Oh, fuck me. How fucking long was somebody out here for? Go out. The lights. Stop. Fuck. Okay, so, alright, there's clearly people out here. Clearly. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck?
The messages he received could have been true or perhaps a trap to guide him toward something that someone was jealously hiding in the forest. What he lived through did not prove the presence of a cult, but it did confirm that there were people organized and with clear intentions. And in a place as lonely as the Pine Barrens, the plans of strangers are something you cannot control. When people's movements are calculated, when individuals appear and disappear without logic, and when the night itself seems to respond to an occult activity, the line between coincidence and a real plan is completely erased. And that is the most terrifying part of all, not what CJ could see with his eyes, but what stayed hidden just a few meters from him. Because sometimes the real danger is not what you go out looking for, it is what is already in there in the shadows, waiting for you to arrive. Do you believe these experiences are just a series of coincidences fueled by the environment, or does a conscious presence really exist in these places waiting to be documented? Let me know your opinion in the comments. And if you are passionate about these mysteries, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss any findings, and share this video with your friends so they are alert when camping at night. Until next time, and take care.